everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Untold Archives. Our current actual play is Forsaken, the Jewel of Orvos. I'm joined by these wonderful players to do another fantastic session. Where last we left off, this was all just in my head. I did not write any of the recap down, so we're going to see what we can do. The group got back together, which was fantastic. And it was decided by one Ferris Andros II to reveal his secret identity to the group in order to have a safe place to go, i.e. his manor house. Everyone convened there after, I think, Serena, you had a conversation with Varkas that ended in you splitting ways as he went to go hunt down your friends, and you tried to find them first, which you were able to. So at the manor house, Prim lay dying on the dining room table where Aliford was attempting to stabilize her, and because Prim was out of commission, Oleg was unable, did not have a way of stopping his altered self from coming forth and taking over his body. So Aliford offered to take him to a containment unit they had down in the wine cellar. While that was happening, Pharos and Soo-Jin were down. Actually, Pharos, Soo-Jin, and Mara were down in the lab area. I don't know what we're calling it. The night forge. I can't hear a word you're saying, Danny. There we go.
I did a test.
No. You guys were. Do you have a name for your secret sanctum?
Oh, I jokingly said Batcave. I don't.
Licensed night.
To be fair, he doesn't have a lot of friends, so he probably
probably
hasn't talked about it out loud. He doesn't call it. Yeah, this is where he spends his time. Let's put a label on it.
Night Forge was down trying to distill the red dream and the mist that you guys had found in the area, coming to find that it was also a less concentrated red dream that had combined with the mists of Valtressa. What that was doing to the city, no one knows, but it cannot be good. Then you were confronted once more by Varkas himself, who found you. Meanwhile, while that was happening, Mara was dueling wits with Oleg or Jack, one of the two. She was almost tricked. It was so close. We were so close. But it was unfortunately Jack in the containment unit who had been rescued by Varkas just before. Varkas killing Aliford in front of everyone down in the lab, was going to take care of his problem before he was suddenly called away. He left, taking Oleg, who was acting as if he was Jack, breaking the heart of Mara. Again. And Prim fled the night. No one knows where she went either. Aliford was healed and brought back to life, thanks to our religiously lovely Serena. And you all decided to take a long rest for the first time in our campaign. For some of you, one of you did have a long rest already. Two of you, actually. Sorry, so half of you had not rested yet and were very close to starting to get points of exhaustion. And that is where we left off. As always, before we move on to our session, we're going to move back to the past. Get it pulled up here. There we go. The goddess gasps as the chain tightens around her waist. Her form pulses with light, pure, searing, and desperate. But it cannot push back the iron links holding her in place. Each breath she takes dims the vault around her. Across her, from her, surrounded by a circle, The man does not speak. His scythe rests at his side, glinting in the glow of her radiance. His cloak is torn, streaked with ash and dried blood. You know that this place cannot hold me. It was not meant for the likes of me, the goddess says, her voice strained and unshaken. He lifts his eyes to meet hers. It is now. She struggles again, the metal floor groaning beneath her knees as she tries to rise. Magic laces the bindings. Old magic. Wrong magic. Twisted through divine geometry and mortal spite. You don't understand what you're doing. I did. Once. The man takes a step forward. But I've long since stopped caring why. There's a brief pause as the vault hums, low and rhythmic. Tell me where she is. The goddess, Astra, furrows her brow. Who? You know who, Ishara. I search for the burning veil, the first light. Her lips part slightly. She's beyond your reach. I'll take that as you don't know? No, I know exactly where she is. But I would see this world burn before I hand her over to you. The circle flares, locking into place with hard metallic snaps. He gasps, this time with pain. You think this will bring justice? Peace? She spits at him, golden eyes burning. This is blasphemy. The man steps closer. The scythe scrapes against the metal behind him. No. It's necessary. He lets out a breathless laugh. Dry. Necessary? You are a broken thing, clinging to your bitterness like a crown. And when all of this is done, when you've buried every god, you'll still be alone, forgotten, a shadow shouting into silence. He pauses. Not alone. She tilts her head. I'm forming something. A chain. Others, like me. Some angry. Some confused. Most mistaken. But we agree on one thing. He turns slightly, gaze distant. You were never the answer. He lunges, light exploding from her chest, blindingly, but the chains hold, and the light fails. The vault begins to close. The metal walls fold inward with a slow hiss. Her silhouette vanishes, swallowed in the dark, her last words echoing through the chamber. I will not forgive you for this. He turns. I didn't ask. And he walks away. Back in the future. Serena, can you give me a Constitution saving throw, please?
A Constitution?
Sorry, no. A Wisdom saving throw.
Okay, I feel safer.
Just right off the bat.
Okay. Oh, I got a +9, baby. Okay. Ooh, ow. 16?
Meditating, because you do not need to sleep.
True.
Your mind is blank. The bed underneath you that you're I'm assuming sitting on is very it's similar to the bed that you have back at the Lorentz. It's a higher status. It's made of nicer fabric. It's stuffed with a feathered down. Very comfortable, and it helps you to relax a little bit more, as much as you can after everything you've been through. as you are meditating, prancing, taking this moment to resettle your mental and physical energies, you hear a whisper go through your mind. It's barely a word, your name, the back of your head.
Does it sound like Vargas? Does it have the accent, or is it just like?
Oh, it has the accent. It sounds like him.
Oh, fuck this motherfucker. She just ignores it as much as she can.
Okay. You're this mental like blank slate that you're in begins to change, and it at first begins to blob in darkness, forms taking shape but no color or light before sand appears. Mm-hmm. And you feel underneath you, instead of a bed, you feel that rough grain, and the heat comes next. You see the sun as a sky materializes over you, and a single tree, withered with age and burnt by the sun, leafless, sits at your back. You see a figure walking towards you. As he approaches, the form of Vargas appears. But give me a perception check.
Okay. That's a nat 20 for 29.
Ooh. Something's off about this figure. It's the form of Vargas, but none of the weight.
Mm-hmm.
And as this figure approaches closer, wearing a cloak that's tattered, the wind blowing it behind him, he steps forward. Hello.
Who are you?
Who are you? You are Serena. Yes. Forgive me. I am unsure, uncertain, confused. Why do you pray to me?
I prayed to Severial because death doesn't always have to be this terrible thing. It can be comforting. And it's the end. It should be a comfort.
Death. Yes, I remember death. I remember giving it and taking it. I remember metal, steel, a fight. Why do I hear your voice?
I don't know. Who were you fighting?
a man who came me, who took from me what made me death. Where are we?
It looks like a beach or a desert, maybe. I don't know how I got here.
What of the others? Like me?
I was told that you all have been imprisoned.
No. Yes. Not all. I am here. But I'm not. Why? Why do you pray to us if we are not there?
Well, if I'm being honest, we are told that you still are here.
A terrible fate. We should not have fought. What will you do?
I plan to free y'all.
That would be nice. And what of me?
What of you?
Will you free me?
Well, of course. If you're the one trapped here in Valtressa, you'll be my first stop.
You don't understand still, I see. Do not stop praying. It woke me up. It will keep me awake.
Okay.
But do not trust the face that I wear.
We've had a whole thing, yeah. Should I pray to all
Good
of
luck.
y'all?
You wish, but they may not hear.
Well.
Child of death. You must. What was that? What was the hand thing that you just did? What was? Was that a?
That was we do that in your church. That's what we're taught these days.
Do hand movements.
Hand movements, kneeling, standing, sitting. It's a whole thing.
That is not how you worship. That's okay. Oh goodness.
It's translation, I suppose. It's fine.
Yes, indeed. Just I will do what I can, but I am no longer me. Yes, I am no longer me. Freedom, but do not let them go.
The other gods.
We fought when we should not have. The desert begins to shake, softly at first, but becoming more and more violent, before you hear that same voice, but echoing around you. Serena, you visit me so soon. As it begins to shake more and more violently, you watch as the man before you begins to sink into the sand. And as he's going over the sound of the sand rubbing together and crashing, you hear, "Do not let them go." And as he sinks further in, up to his hand, it reaches out to you before being completely swallowed, and you find yourself waking from your trance in this bedroom. Soo-Jin, make me a wisdom saving throw.
Hello to you too, my friend. Wisdom saving throw. Oh, 8, 9, 10, 11. Gentle.
You are sleeping in also a bed that you have grown accustomed to being in, as far as style wise and the comforts that you expect, not the hotel or the alleyways or different hideouts that you've been in, but like a proper like made for the likes of your status bed. And I feel like there's a part of you that kind of lets go a little bit more into the idea of sleeping, rather than your normal like wake up at any small insignificant sound. And as you fade further and further into sleep, you find yourself floating in darkness. For a while, it's comforting and freeing in a way. There's nothing binding you anywhere, nothing tying you down. It's the ultimate freedom. And then you see a golden light in the distance. Very faint at first. Starts to grow larger and larger, before it completely wraps around you. And you find yourself standing in a ornate hallway. Before you is a door. Doors made of a pure black metal. A large lock on the front, impossibly large. No key could ever fit in order to unlock this door. You watch as it swings open. You see yourself inside.
She tries to like do the mirror thing. Like, does the reflection, does it move with me, or
the second version of you knocks their head to the side.
is there anything? She like looks around. Is there anything
behind you? You watch as the hallway continues on as far as the eye can see.
I think she will silently and never out loud at all wish that Mara was here, because at least she wouldn't be by herself. But she'll say, hello?
Hello, Soo-Jin.
Okay. Where am I?
You're sleeping.
I gathered that. Why am I dreaming of this place?
As I wanted you to.
And you are?
I'm you, Soo-Jin.
Oh, this is fun. Obviously, no, because I'm me, and this is some sort of trick. You were locked away. Now you have my face.
Why is it that I have your face And not you have my face. Or maybe it's both.
One and the same. Regardless of whose face is whose, it's a nice face. I appreciate the loan. Why did you want me here?
I've been waiting.
For me to fall asleep, or
Been waiting for Prim to finish what she started.
where's Prim?
She's close.
Where is she?
Not here.
Is she okay?
Oh, yes, of course.
Okay. Wait for her to finish what you mean the revolution? You mean
No.
okay. Maybe I can help. What is it that we are waiting on Prim to finish? Maybe I can help her.
I need you to find me, Soo-Jin.
Okay, yeah. 100%. I still don't know who you are or where you are. And the way these past couple of years have gone, you have to understand that I'm not just going to be just running after a figment in my dream to free you from this place. I need a little bit more than that.
You know who I am. I've been with you from the very first day you picked up a blade. I've been with you since you first plotted to steal. I was there when you did the unthinkable. And I was there when you decided that your life was not going to be constrained what others dictate.
Is Soo-Jin is this clicking for her? Like, is this some silent mask? Is this...
Give me a insight check.
Ooh, insight, I can do insight. 17.
There's a feeling that you're having this feeling of deja vu, but not in the sense of you've seen this before, but that you felt this before. That this is that driving, like you're feeling that driving force behind why you are the way you are. You know, if you take away, the status and the family and, everything that other people know Soo-Jin as, you're left with shadows and secrets and the freedom of choosing your own destiny. And that's what you're feeling right now in this hallway, in front of this room, in front of this person. Everything that you know is true about yourself, because Soo-Jin's a very confident person and confident in themselves. You feel that. And I think for a moment you look down at your hands, and when you look up, she's gone. And you hear from right behind you. I've been waiting for so long. But it's time. We need to be free. You and I need to be free. And we can only do that together. Look into yourself. You know something's missing. fate needs to be freed.
I think she'll try to find that spot that she's buried deep, deep, deep down. A piece of her that she couldn't think about the past couple of years with everything going on, and really thrown herself into the mission and avoidance and running away and hiding. And I think for a moment she'll have an unusual sense of doubt. And
you feel the area around you begin to splinter a bit as you feel that doubt. The walls buckle, the door begins to close a little bit, and you feel a hand on your shoulder. I know. I know.
Yeah, I think Soo-Jin is gonna run. Soo-Jin is going to throw the hand off of her shoulder and turn and run down the endless hallway away from that door.
As you begin to run, you hear called from behind you. The inevitable is scary, Soo-Jin. But this is what you were born for. I'll see you soon.
Sprinting. Heartbeat in her ears, just trying to get away from herself.
As you're running, the walls explode out, and you watch as every step that you take, sprinting, feet moving as quickly as they can, you watch as the tiles underneath you begin to shatter and break into that nothingness. But instead of floating, you begin to fall. You feel wind rushing up around you as you wake up on the floor of the room, having fallen out of your bed.
She leaps up to her feet, instant, back against the wall, looking for her dagger, looking into the shadows, trying to find a face or a door or a hallway, anything that was just of where she was.
Just a dimly lit room, dusty and unused.
What the fuck?
Barrows.
Oh.
Maybe a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Paper sheet, boys and girls. Paper sheet.
I'm an old man. Dirty 20.
What is Pharaoh's dreaming of?
Oh, I feel like this is I feel like he would go to bed frustrated because today he's stubborn energy. Like everything, all of his waking minutes are spent sort of like confronting the problem of Valtressa, and like everything is a logical puzzle that can be solved. And today he met somebody who looked at his greatest failsafe, the risk of like blowing him up with a nuclear bomb, and the dude didn't even flinch about it, and he's just like, all of this work, all of this like toiling is not going to matter because the gods are real and they're assholes, or at least one of them is, and no amount of scheming and thinking and stroking his genius is going to fix this problem.
I almost just said another inside joke. So So what is his irritated dream then?
Probably the most irritating thing you can think about, which would be some sort of interaction with the Mad Mage. Because up until this point, uh, everything he's confronted has been able to to be put into clear boxes, and the Mad Mage is maybe the closest he's come to like a really vexing problem to solve.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
yeah,
I feel like that represents itself in your dream as you find yourself in your full Nightforge armor. The whole suit is on, and you hold in your hands a comically large circus hammer. And in front of you is a large field of wood with holes all over it. And the Mad Mage keeps popping up through the holes and firing spells at you. And you keep trying to hit him. However, can he keeps ducking back in, like, nice try, Nightforge, and like going back underneath again. And it's just becoming so irritating before you feel a hand on your shoulder. Metal on metal clinking. You turn to see your father's suit.
oh,
And you hear in that distorted metal, ring true, son.
I start almost like reflexively in my distorted knife forge, and I like turn to him, and then I realize that it's him. No. Can you help me?
I did.
Perhaps. Didn't. I'm dreaming.
Of course.
It's sort of a rarity these days. Not getting a lot of sleep.
Yes, I remember that not so fondly.
Yes, in truth, I don't know how you held it together as well as you did.
I have your mother to thank for that.
And is she well too?
Your dream, Veros.
Right. And I'm trying to live up to her, to you. And I thought maybe there was a chance that I would measure up. And I saw today that that is not going to be the case. I think I've spent all this time convincing myself that I believe Valtressa could be saved, that I would be the one to do it, that mother, son, that I could navigate it politically, that by night I could lock up the fucking deviants, and I'm looking for, I've got the hammer still in my hand.
Behind you.
I'll get to you next. Listen, and I've convinced myself that I believe this place can be saved, that I'm doing it for good. I'm doing it for your memory, for hers. But I think sometimes, deep down, I don't believe that at all. That I just really fucking want to hit something. That I want to make them hurt like I do.
You were not born to be a symbol. You were not born to be a savior or a creature of justice. You were born to be Pharos Andros II, my son. You will always measure up, no matter what you do. And if you think for a second I did not enjoy hitting, then you have no idea why I made this armor in the first place. The city can be saved. Who said it had to be by your hand?
Hmm.
Told you. I already helped you. I left you everything you'd need. But you don't have to do it alone, son.
I think you might be right. I think that I have work to do.
Give me the hammer.
And I pass it to him. And it's comically large, but it's surprisingly well balanced. Suppose this is one of your builds.
He turns to look at the Mad Mage and then back at you. He goes, the most satisfying way to kill that man. Done. I'm proud of you. And then he takes this giant hammer and just fucking absolutely obliterates all of the wood, and you watch as the Mad Mage goes flying into the distance. And he goes, but you really need to work on your swing.
I suppose at this point I would will myself to the best of my ability to wake up.
And you do.
Because he's right, and I need to go to the workshop.
Love that. Aura,
Yeah.
make me
Wisdom
that
save.
sweet, sweet wisdom save.
Come on, Mara. Come on, baby.
That's a 3. Give me a dream, baby.
God damn it.
I think you have a lot of difficulty falling asleep.
I certainly do.
But when you finally are able to drift into unconsciousness, you're in the clock tower. You're wrapped in a raggedy blanket, sitting next to a poor excuse for a fire, reading over document after document, hands stained with ink. You see a cup placed in front of you, steaming tea, just the way you like it. And a large frame lowers himself next to you. Oleg looks at you and says, "What are you working on?"
Trying to find you.
"I'm right here."
Where'd you go?
"I went with Farkas."
And she, at this point, is remembering she's not in the clock tower, I think. I think this is where she pieces together. You were she like now suddenly like bristles a little bit and looks closer. would like to make a dreamy insight check on who she's talking to.
Yeah, give it to me.
13.
He looks at you as you're trying to get these words out. Miss Mara, I'm here.
But who are you this time?
No, Mara, I'm here. Now. You're dreaming. I'm here.
Are you still with him?
Yes. You just saw me leave.
How are you here?
He controls dreams. And he taught Jack how to do it.
So
I made a
So
deal
you-
with Jack.
no, fucking great. What's the deal?
He's in control right now. But Mara, I can talk to you here. I can tell you what I know.
So I'm tempted to just never wake up.
Well, now wouldn't that be a delight?
And
Would we spend all our time in this clock tower?
place could honestly use a bit of work.
It always could.
What did you come here to tell me?
Vargas's plan. It's not to kill everybody. Keeps talking about a reset. But he's not talking about people going away. He's talking about resetting people. He did something to Serena. Okay, she was a test.
So we would all become like that.
He's obsessed with time. He keeps yelling about it with his counsel. It's like he's fixated on it. Okay, he just keeps saying that if everybody had the time that they needed, everyone had the time to think, then they would all agree with him. He's crazy, Mara. But
Who is the council going to be a problem?
each one of them heads a city. Barkus has Valtressa, and each one of them has some sort of ownership or leadership among the cities. It's been like this for years.
Why was he called away?
There was a problem. It was like something happened in Zaforth. A storm that they don't get storms. There was concerns about something buried underneath there. I don't know for sure, but I think it might be one of the gods awakening. Sounds like something's happening in all of the cities.
And it has nothing to do with what you and Prim were working on.
Is Prim with you?
No. And I'm going to need you to give me a reason not to stab her.
She kept me alive.
But for her own purposes, why did she leave?
If I was gone, and if Barkus was there, then she probably went to the vault.
So she's likely dead on her own then.
Or she accomplished what she was set to do.
You know, I've been more of a practical sort than a dreamer.
It was to find Soo-Jin and establish a connection with her.
What do you mean?
God buried in Valtressa is Nizara. Yes. The gods can't exist here without bodies. Avatars. And those haven't existed for thousands of years.
So Soo-Jin. The
Nizara chose Soo-Jin. But she couldn't be chosen until it was close enough to her being freed, otherwise Varkas would find out. So, Prim is missing. She's most likely at the vault, keeping some sort of channel open so that her and Soo-Jin can communicate in some way.
Okay.
But, Mara, it was supposed to be me. That
What
was the
implication?
deal. That's how I get rid of Jack. I let Nizara in. He kicks Jack out.
Would it not be far worse to be shared with a god?
Not like they're taking over. You represent them. And yes, they can present themselves through you, but it's almost like a sharing. It's but not like what I have with Jack. Jack is a parasite. He is evil incarnate. Nizara would be so much
He's
better.
not the parasite, by the way.
He will say or do anything. You cannot trust him.
I am gonna insight check him poorly with the 9.
He seems rattled, like very on edge as the conversation is continued.
So it's Soo-Jin, it's not you. The other cities have other gods.
Yes. But if we can release one, then it'll be like a domino effect.
And one of them, they'll make the same deal.
They will find avatars for themselves, yes. But, Mara, this doesn't work if Soo-Jin doesn't do it. You need to get Soo-Jin through the vault. If the gods are freed, we can kill Varkas.
All right. What does the rest of the council think of his plan?
Most of the council is made up of shadowed figures, and I don't know their identities. I don't know what they look like or who they are, but most of them are of the same mindset. They're almost greedy for the chance to live forever.
The perhaps we relieve them of their lives as well.
Mara, one of them is my brother.
Your brother, who you said betrayed you.
Yes. Admittedly, that did occur.
So your body, currently standing in his presence, and he knows that it is not you, and he is standing there and allowing it, because that continually puts him at the top of the list. Second, Vargas can still be on top. Second to top of the list.
Mara, just make sure Soo-Jin gets to that vault and makes the right choice. Otherwise, we're all dead. Or worse, we all become like Vargas.
I'll do it. This is the only place I'm going to see you.
For now.
Try to dream up somewhere nicer for us to meet next time.
This is perfect.
It always was.
You're waking up.
I know. Stay alive.
Always. You begin to watch as the clock tower fades away. All that's left is Oleg before he too disappears into a mist. You wake up to the early morning light filtering through a window in a room you've only ever been in starting last night. Alone.
Wiping away the absolute not tears that are on her face, I think she slept just in her clothes, and is up and purposeful steps out of the door into Soo-Jin's bedroom. No
Yeah,
knocking.
Soo-Jin left. No, she's out. She couldn't be. Yeah, she's walking the halls, wandering the halls.
Finding your bedroom empty,
Oh.
Mara is panicking. Soo-Jin!
She's got like a glass. She's got like a bottle of wine and 2 glasses. I was coming to find you. What's wrong?
Oh fuck! I thought you were.
You thought I
I
you thought I
were
was
dead.
what?
I thought you were. I thought you were stolen
Like-
in the night.
By natural causes. Something or someone was going to
But-
sneak up on me.
By natural causes, we were just threatened by, for all intents and purposes, a deity. I was visited by a dreamwalker. Your skills could be immense, but forgive me for thinking that you would have been kidnapped and killed.
There would have been blood, darling. It would have been. He would have earned every moment. Dreams, huh? I had one too. It was very, very unusual. I think being
Mara
away
grabs
with
the bottle from
everything.
her and uncorks it and starts pouring.
Yeah, look. Yeah, it's some weird metaphorical. I'm running from myself because I've locked a piece of myself away, and now I have to free myself, or something ridiculous and absolutely
Lifts the glass.
asinine.
Drink that, please. Drink up.
Okay.
Did this locked up person tell you their name?
No, it was no. I just said it was me. She was me and I was her. It's one of those weird metaphorical. You see yourself outside of your body because your life is disarray or something or other. Just a reflection of what I'm running from, my greatest fears myself. Something ridiculous. I'm sure I read about it somewhere.
honestly, very quick thinking. I suppose they are God, though, so it makes sense that they'd be able to work on their feet. Never been one to mince my words. You were visited by a goddess, I believe, named Zara, based on the information I was given in my dream. Do you know much about avatars?
Mar, darling, we've spent a lot of time together. I'm thankful you think so highly of me. Yeah, I appreciate that. I am no goddess, although some might suppose. But you know I don't put much. Look at Serena. I'm not Serena. I don't put much store in
Serena's right
gods.
behind you.
Well, exactly. How do you do that?
She hands the other glass to Serena as she continues talking. She fills it up again.
I catch it. I catch it with the other
my
glass.
carpet.
They're not so perfect.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
No, it's fine. Just leave that anywhere. I'm sure Alford will be able.
No, darling, please, you're going to want to drink this if you would just. And Alford, could we?
I mean, he just died yesterday. Maybe you could clean up your own mess.
I'm not.
Alford appears.
I want another glass. I'm not having him clean up the mess. Who?
Hello.
Right. Something dawned on me last night, and as I was listening to you two recalling your dreams, and I seem to have had a weird one myself. And my first instinct, as upon waking, was that perhaps our visitor yesterday planted these in our minds. But then another thought occurred to me. We took in a small, very small amount of red dream into our systems yesterday through the air. Prophetic as they may have seemed, perhaps some sort of a subtle manipulation of the mind. One to be skeptical of, at least.
What did you dream? Mine wasn't prophetic. There was
No, it was, darling. Remember, you're an avatar for a goddess, and it was supposed to be Oleg.
I'm sorry. What?
It's coming back. Sorry, it was a dream. It was supposed to be Oleg. That's how he was going to get rid of Jack.
Wait. Are you? Okay? How about everybody just let's talk about our dreams so we can get them out of our system.
She looks at Serena now. The gods are waking up. Mm-hmm. Yes.
We done switched up,
Just
Baker.
say the word possum a couple times. Something about
Awesome.
Coon, possum. Alford clears his throat behind all of you.
No. Right.
Ladies and gentlemen.
She was going to clean it up.
Oh. Right. Not to worry. It can be done in quick as a flash. I found myself unable to sleep last night due to consequences of dying. So I was up all night tinkering in the lab, and I developed an item for each of you to use so that you may wander this world. If what Pharaoh's told me is true regarding the red mist, probably best you do not ingest any more of the red dream than you already have. Here, everyone take one, please. Sir, I've already fitted your suit with a filtration system that should hold up for a number of hours before needing recharged.
Perfect.
He hands the three of you each masks. They are like a copper metal. And it looks like there is two holes for eyes. And the inside has like what feels like a rubber lining, but it doesn't look like it's made of rubber. Um, so that should be good to use for about an hour fully before it needs to be recharged again. Luckily, young and Master Andros took off his suit last night, and I was able to make some modifications to it as well. Um, his suit can recharge those masks one time each before
Mm.
it will wear away. I implore you to use these as much as possible.
Right. Well,
So
this is
the red dream is why we dreamt last night. Looks at Pharaohs.
That's my assumption. Though, obviously, more tests will need to be performed to be sure.
Mara's gonna run those tests.
But we're not putting stock in them, right? Like we're not taking them as truth. That's ridiculous. We all subconsciously hallucinated, and now what?
I mean, I wouldn't say that mine was particularly prophetic. I chased around the Mad Mage playing whack-a-mole with a large hammer, which
Mine-
honestly
that
is
is-
not too different than my waking hours.
I was
Yes,
gonna
so
say it's
that could
pretty
be
fitting.
prophetic. You may run into him again at some point.
Undoubtedly,
Mm.
if we all live long enough.
Glug 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 glug. I plan on living.
Prophetic is not the word I would use. However, I was able to speak with Oleg. Jack is with him, and I know what the plan is. He told me the plan. So
Okay.
you may not put stock in the reality of these dreams, but I'm willing to bet we all know things that we should not.
What? Okay. What if this is a dream weaving, setting traps, something to distract us from what we should be doing? I am not a goddess as much as I feel it and those around me feel it. I don't put stock in the gods. What have they done? As our city has crumbled and fallen to corruption and deceit, and those on the
And
streets
what if you
continue to
had the
suffer.
power to stop it?
And then why? So have I had this power the whole time? And
No,
Soo-Jin is
because
getting
she's been locked
visibly
up.
agitated.
Oh, I
Locked-
forgot a key detail, darling.
Yeah.
Prim opened the channel last night. That's why the goddess was able to finally reach you. She's likely still there holding the channel open. We need to go.
Wait, do
We
we
do have a
know?
luncheon, don't we?
No, we have a luncheon. We have other obligations. Though that's not to say that we couldn't split up. We do have a history of it.
Yeah, I'm not
Um,
chasing vaulted me and then what are you saying that I'm Oleg? Are you saying that I'm like Oleg, that I have a murderous alternative self?
He didn't seem to think so.
And you sure it was Oleg you were speaking to and not Jack or, and she looks at Serena, Varkas? I don't think we should act on dreams that were drug induced that could potentially be a trap. I could just imagine getting all of us underground near a vault is probably not our best.
Well, to be fair, he had us trapped in the basement yesterday and could have killed us basically at any time, right? So, I mean, it doesn't seem any higher risk than we were in last night.
Serena, what's your input on this? You know the gods.
Mara, did Oleg say what would happen if Soo-Jin didn't accept Nicera? if we freed her
Um,
anyways?
We all become you?
Oh. As much as I like you
That's-
guys, I don't want to live forever with y'all.
That's what Vargas is trying to do.
He's not trying to kill
He's
it.
trying. The reset is not about killing us, it's about creating us, recreating us.
Well, when I spoke with Spherial last night, he just kept saying that don't let them go. And I don't fully understand what he meant by that.
What do you mean don't let them go? Don't free the gods.
No, I think he wants us to free them. Mayhaps.
But don't let
them go. Like,
But couldn't that mean that would they not be tethered to their avatars, to their mortal avatars? Wouldn't that mean they weren't free?
have I ever heard of avatars before? No.
No.
Well, I don't know how avatars work, so I'm not exactly sure how that would go down, per se. But I suppose...
How long do we have until the luncheon?
It's
It's
the
not a
morning.
lunch, it's
The
dinner.
luncheon's actually at night.
Oh.
Plenty of time. All right, I'm already
So much
dressed.
time.
I think most of you, in fact, slept in your clothes. It seems to be except Serena.
Soo-Jin is like in underwear.
Fully in Pharos' clothing.
Yep.
That'll actually do just fine. You look great. Anyone fancy a trip to? I assume the place that Prim and Oleg ran into
The
Mother
caves.
Myrtle.
Mother Myer.
Mother Myer.
Mother
Did you say
Myer.
Moaning Myrtle?
Mother Morning Myrtle.
This is
It's a
another
different story.
Welcome to Hogwarts,
No.
bitches.
not lost
Surprise!
years ago. I mean, yes, I've been eager to get there myself.
Well, suit up then. I don't know how long that takes. Likely some time. There's a lot of rivets.
Yes.
Do you know Declan Brunsbor? I think he'd love this. Anyways, let's get dressed. Chop chop.
Sir.
Are there? She looks at Alford. Breakfast? Bagels for the road. To go. Something to go.
Sustenance will be provided, yes, I assure you, madam. Sir, are you sure a daytime stroll in your work suit would be appropriate?
No, I don't believe it would. I think that this might be an occasion for the more subtle model. Not realizing it's just a prototype, but desperate times and all that.
The best time to test something is when it's the worst time. I'll have it prepared.
My thoughts exactly. Soo-Jin, if I may have a word.
I was actually going to ask you the same. I need to go return your clothes anyways. So.
Perfect.
Lady Marzana, Lady Serena, if you'll accompany me, I will get you something to eat post-haste.
Sure.
Just
Maybe some water.
Sure, I'll take water.
Just be nice to Alford.
Of
He's
course.
my special
I'm just gonna
boy.
take a little nibble. It's fine.
Don't. Mara will
Oh
stab
my
you.
God.
Mara will absolutely.
I will detonate the nuke, and I don't care what happens.
Detonate the
We're all
nuke.
going to go.
Madam, I am dedicated to serve, but this seems inappropriate.
Above and beyond the Call of Duty.
Workplace violation.
Please
Yeah.
cease your biting of me. It is uncomfortable.
You get a little spray
Yeah,
bottle for you.
We'll follow. I think she'll kind of like lead out of the door and walk to like Ferris's room.
Oh my gosh.
That you just know
I
where
rolled
it is.
Well, she found his clothes, so she
Yeah.
obviously has like snuck through
The
the
girl
manor and
in
like
my
got.
room. Oh my god. Bob is never gonna believe this.
This girl in my room. Oh my god, I'm obsessed. I
Ash
rolled a
is
1.
like,
I rolled to see who I would talk to about this, and it was Ferris, so this is perfect that it worked out.
perfect. Right. I'm sure we can find you something suitable. And I'm just kind of like rambling at this point. And will you be going back to your manor to fetch clothes for the luncheon? Or,
I
or
have
do you
no
need something here?
resources. Yes. The hotel is probably under surveillance, and I am not welcome at my father's house under threat of death, constant assassination attempts. So, whatever you might have, or we could go shopping.
I mean, I don't have a lot of women's clothes in my wardrobe, but
Alifor said something in my size, perhaps something suitable.
yes, I
Maybe
believe he meant mother's
yes.
room. We don't often. The wing is not attended, but I suppose the occasion calls for it. And I'll start leading you down that way.
I think once we've cleared the earshot of everybody, I think she'll like turn to look at him. Paris, I've been. Would it be so bad? Or a reset? No more pain. No more poverty. We could. Maybe this would fix the city. Everything that we've been fighting for, fighting against. What if this is the answer?
Like looking at her pupils to see how much red dreams you take, lady.
I think you'll see that this is like you probably have never seen her like this because she's always bantering at you and she's always been like quite flirtatious and things, but like there is an absolute sincerity here, thinking that this could be the solution to everything that we've been working against. The gods haven't done anything for us. Paris. They've left us to our own devices. They've let the city corrupt itself and step on the most vulnerable. The gods have done nothing.
No, I don't agree. I don't disagree that the outcome is what we're after, but it's the means that worry me. Now you've seen Vargas. He can't be trusted. If this plan comes from him, then it can't be trusted.
But Ferris, like you said yourself, he could have killed us. In the lab, he could have, but he didn't because it was unnecessary. He's not killing for the fun of it. He's not. I don't even know that he's killed anybody. Perhaps his means are questionable, but you thought the same of me when we first met.
I think you bring up good points, honestly. But this is not the answer. And I realize we've been struggling, and I realize that things look dire right now. And I realize there's drugs in our system that we don't quite understand. But I don't believe that is a case for turning to radicalism.
That's not what we're doing. The revolution is radical. Is that not what we're doing? And we're killing ourselves for it. And what have we accomplished?
Nothing
What
yet.
change have we made?
But we're close. And maybe he didn't kill us. I doubt it was because he was merciful. You saw all of them locked up in that basement. Like some battery. You can't possibly think that a man who makes something like that is sane, that's who we should throw our lot in with. You're smarter
They
than
weren't.
that.
They weren't in pain. They weren't suffering. They were asleep, peaceful, painless. As opposed to now, the rich eat the poor. Eat them. Eat. They take and they take and they take, and there's nothing left of them but skin and bones, and they're left suffering in the streets. And there's plenty that we can do for them, that they can do for them. Look at where we live. Look at where you live. How many could house? How many could feed with just this alone? And yet the 13 hold the key while children suffer and starve, parentless. Is this way not more peaceful? Do we not consider it?
As I said before, the outcome that you speak of is what we're working towards. But that's not a choice that we can take from them. They may be downtrodden, but it's not our place to strip their choice out of the matter.
Their choice has been taken from them. Spoken from a true place of privilege.
And this is the door. This is their room. If you want to go in there and find something suitable. But I would just... We've all had a long night, and as I said, there are things in our system now that we can't possibly understand. I just don't think we should be jumping so quickly into bed with this entity that we don't understand. And I don't think we should be so quick to believe that just because there's some logic in the outcome he seeks, that he's not evil.
Evil is perspective, Ferris. I'll say this. I don't know these gods, and neither do you. They've done nothing for us so far. What's to say that we release them and what, they snap their fingers and all the suffering stops and our city is saved? Or do they make it worse? Or do they feed on us in their own way for their own power and glory? I will tell you this, I am not giving myself up for some god locked away with reasons as to why, to give up control of who I am again, yet to somebody else, to be another pawn in somebody else's game. I will die before I let that happen. And she will turn, go into the room, slam the door.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hmm.
Live for your die, Soo-Jin.
Nightforge, go ahead and mark on your page that you have a point of inspiration given to you by LSB 0526, one of our
Let's go, Logan.
lovely watchers. Nightforge, you're left in a lonely hallway that you dare never enter on your own.
Yeah,
Do you stay or walk away?
I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stay, but this is definitely a irregular. A lot of firsts today. We haven't had guests in a while. Haven't been down this wing in a while.
There was a girl in your room.
There's a girl in my room, but it was totally
Wearing your clothes.
Yeah. There's a creak in the floor behind you at the end of the hallway. You see Aliford appear.
Aliford.
Good morning, sir.
We were just getting Soo-Jin some clothes. It's strange. Have you been down here recently?
I clean these halls once a week, sir.
I haven't been down these halls in years.
I know.
You don't think she's stealing things, do you?
I couldn't help but overhear your conversation.
Yes.
have a bit of the butler's ear, if you would. And,
We don't get guests often, so we need a little life enrichment.
sir, I cannot say I agree with her. Not wholeheartedly, of course. But if anybody can understand choice being taken away from them, well, I'd like to think that would be you.
And that's why I'll continue to fight so hard, so that the people of Valtressa don't have their choices taken from them.
But what of Lady Laurent? What of her choice?
I would not ask that it be taken away from her either. We don't understand all of this yet. We were given a handful of prophetic dreams, and we were visited by some sort of a megalomaniac god yesterday, and all of a sudden everybody's talking about what? Like we understand what's going on. That would be hubris, Aliford. And I wouldn't be so quick to make that mistake, would I?
No, not in many years, I suppose, but I do remember a young child running around these very halls. Who, well, was about as full of himself as they come. So, all I'm saying is, words are very powerful, but not always do they come from the heart. Fear is strong. Is it so bad to wish for a future like that?
No, I suppose not.
She's good for you. They all are. It warms these old bones, too. So you're not so alone.
I put a hand on his shoulder. I'm glad you are still with me.
Until the end, sir.
Yes. Let's hope that's later rather than sooner.
Of course. Dwarves live far longer than humans.
Fair, but I mean, after your track record, you've died more than I have, so
The night is young.
right. Let's hope I keep my streak.
Right, are we keeping a tally of that from here on out? I'll bring a board. I don't mind.
Yes.
I'm a Vedic man, you know that. I have a problem.
We'll just have to keep Serena close then.
Oh, indeed. That one. Not too bright, but has a good heart.
No,
Also,
no.
one of them has been stealing our cutlery. I don't know which one, but two of them are known thieves. So
My money would be on Mara, but I believe her daggers are. I don't know. I would like to study them if I'm being fully honest. I don't know if we're at a point yet where I can ask.
you want to study her daggers, sir? Isn't that a
It
little
seems
forward?
psionic in nature. You have to admit it's peculiar.
Ah,
right.
not a euphemism. Correct. Okay. Right. I
No.
was sure she was with
Oh,
that other
God.
gentleman last night.
No, I think she's with the other one, the one we locked
I
up
do
in the
hope
White
that
Cell.
one day you do find somebody, though, sir. Not to say that.
It just doesn't feel like the time, Aliford. It doesn't.
When is it the time, sir? Because whenever
I
I bring
mean-
it up, it's not the time.
It's just. I mean, the council all day doing
Soo-Jin,
politics.
the door is
Oh.
not soundproof.
Yeah, Soo-Jin is like walking out now.
I fight crime in a metal suit. I'm always sweaty. I'm always tired. It just doesn't seem like the right time for dating. Alice
Well,
Moore.
if you
Dating?
made the time,
Who's dating?
Lady Laurent. Oh, you look
Absolutely
stunning.
no one.
She came out in one of Mom's like elegant day dresses. It's short sleeve, but it's still long, form fitting.
It
Just
for
a
sure has
very
pockets.
classy slip. Definitely has pockets. She's got her hair tucked up, and she's wearing. Maybe I'm taking liberties, but she found a tube of Mom's very beautiful red lipstick and dabbled on a little bit of her perfume.
Mommy issues?
Feels so. Oh,
Mommy?
uh, that suits you.
I hope I haven't taken too many liberties.
No, by all means. You're a guest in this house. She would have insisted.
Alfred leans over to you. Well, I guess he can't lean over to you. He's so short. He begins to pass you in the hallway, and just as he's passing behind you, goes, "You're not in a metal suit right now," and begins to walk away down the hall.
So, are we finding some eligible bachelorettes for the good sir? And she's
No,
really
yes,
like turned off everything from before. Like not like that conversation didn't even happened. She's back to her like
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Oh yes. We'll just find time, pencil him in between our luncheon and raiding some sort of a cave for illicit drugs. Do you have any in mind?
well, and she's like going through, and I think she'll like take your arm and like go through and start naming like the eligible like bachelorettes, who's single, from what house, what rumors, and she'll fill you in on like, oh, but so and so was seen with gifts and so, just trying to really lighten the mood as you all make your way out of this hall.
And you know that I've ascended to a seat on the council now, so obviously the match would have to be
Oh,
suitable.
yes.
Right.
You're the eligible bachelor now at this point. Oh my, I'm sure. She's like looking out the window. I'm sure they'd be lined up by now, especially if Alford has his way.
Give me a
as well.
perception check as you look out the window.
A perception.
Adoring fans.
Adoring fans, hello. Just a 14.
The day is red.
Oh, Paris.
Oh.
Perhaps dating should have to wait.
Yes, and it seems that this may throw a wrench in the luncheon.
You look out the window and see a blanket of red, far as the eye can see. Barely make out the form of buildings, not 15 feet away from your own.
And not like last night, red, like red.
Last night, it was a tinge.
We need to go. Let's go find Mara and Serena.
Yes. Right. We'll run to. I'm assuming they were in the kitchen.
Yeah, and Mara's just like, so you like pray with your free time. You just like.
Well, yeah, you're supposed to pray so many times a day, so many times a year, it's a whole thing. But honestly, I don't know how much of that is true anymore.
To do, that's like your. Is it fun?
I mean, yeah, kind of. You grow up in that life. This is your enjoyment, I suppose.
Are you allowed to fuck?
You can, but I do not. I have a vow of celibacy. Put my God first and all. Yeah.
You
So
hear
you
in the
would have
distance,
to die,
you don't
though."
have to do that.
Shut the hell up. It's just weird these days. Oh yeah, hey guys.
We just click clock in. There's rockabilly, very rockabilly style, red dress. So apparently I have dressed up for the occasion, and she will gesture out a window.
Oh.
Yes. It's a problem.
Alford did make us these lovely masks.
So we need a plan of attack of what we're going to do, because I fear as though we are very rapidly running out of time.
Do
Right.
you have an observation tower?
I mean, of course. Any good
Shouldn't
manor
have
house
asked.
would. Right this way.
Perhaps as we're planning, Aliford, would you mind taking a peek and seeing? You could see Viramontis's manor from here, I assume.
Well, at this point, we can't.
Mm.
But
I mean-
the direction of the manor, you'd be able to see it.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
What I'd like you to look for is are those vaults emptying, or is this all originating from the river?
Ah, I see. Yes, of course. I will go take a look. You watch as he pulls out one of those masks that he had before and
Mm.
puts it on his face, and it seems to adhere. And he nods his head and begins to walk towards the
Thank you.
direction of the observatory that you now have.
Your house is getting bigger and bigger.
I know. It was just like a nice house, and now it's like a house.
I mean, the rich are rich.
I mean, gotta make a living. It's just,
We live in shameful opulence. So,
So some sort of filtration system, or she looks at Ferris like, you're the tech guy.
yes. Well, I haven't exactly had time to think on it, have I? The technology that he used in the mask. It was some initial prototypes we'd been drawing up. Perhaps with enough time and resources, we could have made some sort of a bigger scale. Again, if there was time, which it does not feel like there is.
Give me an intelligence saving throw.
Saving throw.
an intelligence saving throw? I don't think I've ever seen that in real life.
It's like a math test.
Oh gosh.
I mean, yeah.
Got this.
27.
Ooh.
Fuck yeah,
Damn.
buddy.
It's smart.
Yeah. You think for a moment as you say, we don't have the time for this. It kind of sparks something in the back of your head. You distilled the red. You were able to chemically separate the red dream from the water in the mist. That's how you were able to identify it. And you start to think, what happens if you do that? Make that chemical reaction on a larger scale.
Yeah. I was thinking about my big ass battery. And what if I used that? I've been thinking about this, but I just feel like I don't have the time to tinker properly. But if I used it to make some sort of a either like heat to evaporate it,
Mhm.
a shit ton of it, or almost like big ass vacuum, like some means of like sucking it up, filtering it out.
Yeah, I think there's two ways of going about that on a less cartoony Batman scale. Because a big ass vacuum is very Spaceballs-esque.
Yes, it was gonna. It was a partial thought. It was like
Mhm.
a
No, it's
scribble, like
perfect.
a drawing
I
of a
love
big ass vacuum with like stupid. That will never work.
I think you start to think about the most basic of sciences, like something your dad used to tell you is if you can't puzzle it out, start back at the basics, right? And what is a natural science that occurs? The water cycle, right? Some form of natural filtration. Valtressa is in a constant flux of mist from the waterfalls around, but then the heat, from the sun and from the the natural weather cycle here, evaporates that mist, back into the sky. It rains, refills the rivers, and comes back. Is there some way of speeding that cycle up? Yes, you said like some sort of flash heat might work, but that'll probably harm people. But then you also think about the fact that Valtressa is built in the cavity of a dormant volcano. Now, if you needed
Ferris.
some heat,
Yeah, but it's okay. It feels dangerous to build a giant ass city in the cavity of a dormant volcano.
who built the city?
Yeah, clearly not geologists.
Really not
Clearly.
geology. Okay.
Right.
I'm not an expert in this, but
Neither is me, but I'm trying to play an expert in
this is something else, not in geology. You
Oh,
said
good.
you had these thoughts in your brain. This
Yeah,
is
you take that.
Oh yeah, this is an inner monologue.
You've been inner monologuing with
This
some
was you talking to the weird bald guy in your head that's like, hey, volcanoes exist. Like,
exactly.
that was it.
Dear diary, today I was stroking my genius.
Genius.
Jorking my
There was a-
genius.
There's a girl in my room.
Yes, cranking out some
She's
genius.
wearing my mother's dresses.
Only I wear my mother's dresses.
Okay, Norman fucking Bates.
That needs to be on a shirt now. Somebody make that.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
Sorry. I'm just thinking about how to get a.
If
Wait, can I just
yeah,
so that I can scheme about this properly?
Absolutely.
What we're basically talking about is the way that we can just temporarily heat things up to speed up the mist evaporating.
Yeah, you're thinking instead of heating up the area, what if you heat up the water in the lakes surrounding Valtressa?
Yeah.
Speeding up that mist, speeding up all of that. Like, is there a way to do that safely?
Okay, more research required.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry, go on with your thought.
Mother Myer and the Mad Mage were clearly in on it, and also clearly useful. I would hate to presume that some of the others you put away may be useful for us.
I'm sorry, you couldn't possibly be suggesting that we
use the resources at our disposal.
Well, even if we wanted to, we were just informed that the guard was switching over and we no longer have an easy in.
If only we
in the
had
prison.
a master thief.
If only.
Real quick, I'm gonna let you know who's in jail and who's not. Okay.
Thank you.
Mother Myer was in jail.
Yep, she's
No
not.
longer. Cinderglass is in jail. Apparently, the Mad Mage is in jail, but you're not 100% certain that's still a thing.
Yeah.
And that is it. The rest that are currently still out in the wind are Sister Sibilant, Sister Sibilant, the Hollow Man, and the Porcelain Baron.
So Cinderglass, interestingly enough, and I wonder, he's an arson. I don't know if you're aware of him.
She pretends that she is.
So much so that he exists now just as a wisp of smoke and flame inside of a glass helmet.
Seems like could be useful.
I explained my inner monologue that me and the bald man in my head had about heating up the water to.
Ooh, I was thinking useful because he likely didn't have lungs anymore and wouldn't be exposed to the red dream, but that's actually better.
No, what? No, we have. No.
We do.
I get so used to talking to myself all the time, I forget that other people. Never mind. Um, of them, if any of them are worth talking about in the matter, it would potentially be him. Though, I don't know. I'm not sure again we have the time for it. We're trying to sort
Well,
of jam pack a lot into the day.
isn't Corvallis still at the prison? They're not doing the guard change until next week, correct?
Oh, it's next week?
Yeah.
It's now in 4 days.
Oh,
We
okay.
have
Okay.
time, Ferris, if we need to utilize that connection again. But we need to decide what we're going to do. We need to go.
I don't think that we need him. As you all know, the city was built into the crater of a dormant volcano.
Mm.
We could use some of that geothermal energy to heat the air, heat the water, perhaps. Create evaporation. We could get the red dream out the same way that I distilled it yesterday. Are you following?
I am, but
And I'm looking at everybody but Serena.
She's in the corner, taking notes about her dream and Mara's dream. She's not paying attention to y'all at all.
We would need to check that the source wasn't being perpetually reinstated.
Right. My thoughts exactly. The cave is still the first place that I would spend my time.
Has
Yeah.
Alford come back?
Not yet, no.
Oh my god,
Should
is
we
he
be
dead again?
concerned? Should we be worried?
No,
Has it been an
sorry, I didn't mean
hour?
to say that in a concerning way. I meant that the observatory is on the other side of the manor,
Okay.
which has grown impossibly large.
He's
A couple
got
miles
little
long
Um,
now.
So it's gonna take him a little time.
He needs one of those. What are those things that you ride around on?
Segue.
The Segway. His little like dwarven Segway.
Oh my
That of
God,
course
we should
Ferris
make
is
him one
tricked
of those.
out.
That doesn't seem that
You should.
mechanically.
Okay, so our choices now are heading to some vault where Prim could possibly be, I don't know, held hostage by a god or not god, reactivating a dormant volcano and hoping that we can control and not have it kill our entire city at once, or going to the prison to try and confide in the criminals that Nightforge has put away.
First of all,
Interesting.
yes, but second of all, the second one, I think you're oversimplifying. We're not trying to detonate the volcano and destroy the city. We're just harnessing. Are you familiar with how magma works? And I started
He's like leaning on the
going
counter,
into-
like hands are like.
Giving the city a nice warm bath. Understood.
Mm.
So which will it be?
That is the question.
I still want to investigate the cave.
That
The
needs to
cave that you guys were hearing about was the location that Oleg wanted you to find.
Yeah.
Mara knows that it's the location to where a possible entrance to the Celestial Vault is.
Mm.
Yes.
On top of that, you guys hear footsteps, and Alfred returns looking pale.
Are you all right?
Alford?
Lady Marzana, the mist seems to be coming from the Mistways, not from
Mm.
Lord Viramontis's abode.
Thank you, Alford, and it's just Mar.
Right. Using our spy glasses, I was able to view a majority of Valtressa. The gondolas are down. Seems that with no one to run them, they stop working.
In the streets.
There's people in the streets, laying down.
Mm.
Whether they're alive or dead, I do not know. I saw very little movement. Valtressa, as it stands, is a city of ghosts.
We should be off then.
Right.
Our masks only last an hour. Is that going to be enough time to get us to the cave system, even with a recharge?
Likely not with the gondolas down. We'd need to find another way to get there.
You know that the cave system is, if you're looking at the map's coming in handy. Really happy I made this thing. If you're looking at the map, the cave system is located about here, up against the Golden Heights.
Where did that owlbear go?
Where did the owlbear go?
And then where are we at?
You guys are currently here. Sorry, no, you're in the Golden Heights. My bad.
We're
You
in the
guys
Golden
are
Heights.
currently. He lives about here.
Okay. Well, I suppose we don't have a choice. We have.
So you could feasibly get there in under an hour very easily.
We're still taking a huge risk. Get there. Who knows what will come into our cross, but suppose we don't have a choice. Is there a contingency, Alaford? Are you able, I'm going to assume, to track Lord Ferris when he leaves the manor?
We have certain scrying contraptions that allow me to know his location in a pinch.
Would you be what I'm asking is, if we're not back in 2 hours with the recharge, would you be able to come and bring us back here, someplace safe?
Alfred goes, he kind of straightens up a little bit and he goes, street work. And he turns the hallway, because the hallway you guys are in right now, you were talking in, is the same hallway that leads to the lab, the door in the lab there. He goes up next to that door and presses in one of the boards, and it slides away, and he pulls out what looks like a long cylindrical tube with a handle at the end, and he cocks it up and down. He goes, yes, I think I would be available for some street work once more.
Fabulous. Come rescue us,
Easy.
Alaford.
Realistically, Alaford, if we're not back in 2 hours and you're not hearing us on the comms, it's because we're in trouble. We're dead, most likely, given where we're headed. Right?
Not me. I don't plan on dying.
Well, no, I mean, we're not planning on it, but where we're going is dangerous.
Should I put
My
this
point is,
back?
don't forget about all of the contingencies we have in place, right?
Right, yes, someone needs to be here for the contingencies.
Right.
We don't want to talk about that.
No,
Okay.
you do not. But
How
it
about
does occur
this?
to me, if we can't get to the cinder glass or the volcano idea, there is always blowing the battery. Now, it will obviously level, as I said yesterday, that was not a bluff. It would level a portion of the Golden Heights instantly. But it may be enough to raise the air temperature. Now, again, this is untested. But it may be enough as a last resort to raise the air temperature enough to increase the evaporation and get the red dream out of the system.
If you can halt whatever's blowing.
Right. As I said, as a last resort.
Right.
Well, let us go and not worry about murdering half the city, potentially all the city. I feel like there might be other avenues. And she'll look at Ferris there could be other options as opposed to going nuclear, but let's not worry about that now. We
Hard to
must.
explain. Oh, it's not nuclear. It's actually an arcane distillation of my own.
And
then
good to know,
not the
honestly,
time,
that
never
we
mind.
could we could prevent this at least from spreading to the other cities.
Right. As I said, a last resort.
Let's be
Right.
off.
Good luck to you all.
Okay.
I think
As you guys-
Soo-Jin's gonna grab a parasol and like pull out the inside and put her samurai sword in there, so she can like carry around a parasol and not be like samurai sword out.
Love
Gun
that.
is put away someplace.
Don't
safe.
even know. You all leave. I have one question. Serena, do you put on a mask or not?
Oh,
Uh,
like catching snowflakes.
she wouldn't, because she would have heard everybody being worried about not having enough, so she would save hers, just in case.
Go ahead and write this down somewhere.
Mhm.
You have a +1 to any strength or wisdom checks,
Oh,
but you have a -4 to any checks having to do with Constitution.
my concentration. Okay.
Oh no.
Oh,
Negative
no.
4.
For
So like all
however
rolls, it's a
long-
-4.
Yes, for anything Constitution related.
Oh boy,
Don't go out drinking.
I'm going drinking.
Good night.
Just in what's known as the red haze.
Fucking
Yeah, I
boy.
Do we
think
have
as
a
you step outside
vehicle?
and breathe in the air, it is like almost intoxicating. It feels like you're breathing in heroin.
Jesus.
And you keep getting hints of like flashes of dreams, and that's what's causing those like that like lack of concentration is this
Yeah.
consistent amount of like filtered dreams that are suddenly appearing in your mind.
Cool.
Ferris,
We have
do
a
you
car.
have a vehicle?
We have. Come on.
I mean, obviously, we probably have some sort of like a kit. What kind of vehicles exist in this world?
So, motored vehicles do exist in the Golden Heights.
Oh, sick.
You don't see them hardly anywhere else within Valtressa. It's kind of just like a noble thing to have. They're horribly inconvenient to take care of and to keep up on. But I'm assuming Ferris would have taken care of that little detail.
Yeah.
Mhm. So I have to ask, do you have just a regular automobile or do you have a Forge mobile?
I like to think that there's a prototype Forge mobile in the garage. Like, I have a regular automobile that would be the one that like Alaford drives me to council meetings in and stuff. But this, as I said before, might be a time to bust out the prototypes.
Perfect. So he has prepared your prototype armor that I'm assuming you take the time to put on.
Well, yeah, but now we're going someplace really dangerous. I don't know if the prototype. Everybody's knocked out in the streets.
Yeah, that's true.
I think I have to pack the real stuff because the prototype one is a lot sneakier and squishier.
Okay, so you're wearing your full armor right now.
Yeah, except maybe I haven't riveted on the helmet yet because it's easier.
Yes.
I'd been hoping to finish her before taking it out, but desperate times call for desperate measures, and I dramatically pull off a big like black tarp off of the I didn't come up with the name for it, the Forge mobile. I'll come up with a better name.
Okay. You pull the tarp off of what looks like a modified horse-drawn carriage, except it has like an arcane engine installed in the front of it that you've like taken out the coach seat and dug into the body of it to fit this arcane engine that looks like a tiny version of your arcane battery, right? The wheels are still wood, but you've like ribbed them and like packed metal on the sides.
Okay.
Okay, all right, you guys.
Ribbed for our pleasure.
You said
Our
man.
pleasure.
You can't say words
I
like
fucked
that.
up.
We're
fucked
not
up.
civilized.
Gotta honor the rib
and,
now.
You've like attached metal plating to the sides that you've riveted in. It looks like there's a couple different connectors for your suit that you actually like slot into this vehicle somehow and drive utilizing your suit, not with like a steering wheel or pedals or anything like that. So truly only you can drive this vehicle. Okay.
Nice.
There is
Not even
like,
me?
There so it requires his suit to drive.
Okay.
You see, because I know where you're going with that. I know when you asked about a vehicle, I was like, all right. There is a passenger seat, and then you see where you can make room for other people in the back, but it looks like you have more of a containment area in the back more than anything. And there is what look to be large bowl-shaped protrusions on the back that you have fitted a like thrust system to this carriage.
You'll have to excuse me, I wasn't planning on passengers. Some of you will have to ride in the back, which unfortunately was designed to hold more unsavory types. Oh, look at Mara. You'll be right at home.
Up front, next to
Nice.
So you start this thing up, it roars to life, arcane energy coursing through it. It begins to hum. And as you slot in, I just need a dexterity check from you to see how well you drive this prototype vehicle.
Can I give guidance?
I was gonna say
guidance.
Guidance.
No.
if Soo-Jin's like sitting in his lap, can she give him disadvantage?
Mostly just because he can't see then.
Soo-Jin, I called
She's
shotgun. Thank you
small.
very much.
You said an intelligence check? Or dexterity check, you mean?
Dexterity check, yes.
21.
21, perfect. Did you add your tool proficiency?
No.
Oh
I
shit.
didn't. I just rolled a 19, and I have plus
And
2.
then
And my guidance.
proficiency bonus.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, get a high number. We gotta do wheelies in here.
No, I'm trying to learn. You know what? I don't know what my tool proficiency adds because
If
I
you're
don't know how to
proficient,
run
you add your proficiency bonus. You add your
I've never
proficiency
been
bonus.
proficient before.
You're proficient. Just what's your proficiency bonus? Our proficiency bonus
It's
should
plus 4.
be
It's plus 4.
plus 4.
It's plus 4.
Jesus,
So 20,
yeah.
25, and then
Perfect.
Plus
however.
guidance.
You are
Yeah.
able to
Roll a D4.
navigate down the streets of the Golden Heights, dodging bodies, laying down, as you hum along. So you guys are heading to the edge over here, correct?
The cave,
Mhm.
yeah.
Gotcha. Red mist surrounds you as you bumble through on this prototype vehicle, dodging fallen bodies here and there. As you make your way through the eerily silent Valtressa, there is, I think, a moment of quiet between the four of you, only broken up by the sound of the vehicle itself. You make your way across a bridge from one of the across one of the main rivers of the Golden Heights. There's two bisecting rivers that run across them, and you see that the waters are running a deep red. Now, Ferris, you know that the water system within Valtressa is strange. That the lake underneath the different plateaus, the lake runs underneath, and water is somehow siphoned up, and those rivers then drop back down again off the plateaus. So you can only imagine that the water in the lake surrounding Valtressa is also a deep red at this point, where it wasn't last night.
Right.
As you make your way across this river through the rest of the Golden Heights, you reach the edge, the cliff face. Or sorry, the cliff's edge, where as you look over, you cannot see the mistways. It is just a blanket of red.
Hmm.
Are we going to be able to do this?
We have to.
Do we? And she says it quietly, not that Mara and Serena can't hear. She's very like,
Look at them.
I would say there are a few bystanders on the ground around you.
What do you mean? You want to run away?
oh, Mara, I've never run from a fight. You know that.
So what do you mean?
I don't know. It's dreams were funny last night, and there's a lot going on. It's we should we should just try to. We should just get there.
Okay.
Don't roll. Don't you put that dice down. Yeah, no, I think yeah, Soo-Jin doesn't. She just looks out the window and is waiting for us to arrive.
Oh, you guys have arrived.
Yeah, I think this is go time.
Okay. All right. Well,
We should suspect that Mother Myer is in there still. You know her best.
Again, I hadn't had time. I think because I'm in my Night Forge, I would initially start talking to you again in my like. No, I didn't think we would have had time. Right, I suppose I don't need to do that anymore. Which is honestly great because it's terrible for my throat. I don't know that she would be able to breathe this air any better than we could. That being said, if she's in league with these people, perhaps we were able to solve the technology to do it. Maybe they were able to give her the same. I think we should be ready for a fight. But honestly, I don't know what to expect.
I found it safest practice to always be ready for a fight.
I found the same. Stay close. Everyone. Would you be able to do where we can talk in each other's heads?
Excellent idea. 3 hours.
Right.
Um,
Do we have a safe? Should we make a safe word, like a password? Only we understand in case one of us is captured. Octopus. Is there a way for you to get that out in normal conversation? That
Have you ever tried octopus?
right?
Not for me.
That'll work.
I'm going to subtle spell Death Ward on Soo-Jin because you're a god's avatar and I can't let you die, my love. So
We
yeah.
can't hear you, Jen. Okay, you got time. Okay.
You've just been, death warded. It's fine.
Make sure you change over your Discord input.
Wait, what's happening?
Can't hear
Nope.
Jen.
Wrong game.
What?
Whoa.
No, this is just more default voice.
Yeah. Didn't even register as strange because it just gets used just in regular conversation. Just all the time.
am Oleg.
I listened to one of the songs that I have that I made a playlist. No, we still can't hear you, Jen.
We'll stop.
I heard one of the songs from the playlist that we'd made for the carnarium, and I was instantly like, "Miss everyone, miss no characters."
I think
Yeah.
about.
Can't-
I wonder about what those characters are doing like multiple times a week.
Yes or no?
Badass
Yes.
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
We did it. We stole. Never was worried.
Got PTSD now.
You guys make it to the edge, and you can't see the mistways. It's a blanket of red down below. There are two ways of getting down. There is a gondola stop that goes down to the mistways from here, but it is currently not working. No one is manning it. Or there's a sheer drop in front of you.
Pass without a trace on everybody, BT dubs.
Okay.
Let's send us stuff.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
Oh, what's the way down, Nightforge? Are you going to take us down one by one? Perhaps that's the fastest.
Yes. This would seem to be the easiest route. Obviously, the first one who gets dropped off is going to be there alone. So, who's feeling the most capable?
Well, I would
Happy
suggest me because I can heal myself if anything goes wrong, and I can
Alright,
breathe down
yeah.
there for longer.
I think we all have the masks on at this point, right? I think-
Let
Yeah.
her do a heroic thing.
Yeah. I mean, if you want it.
Yes, right. I hold up my arms. Yeah.
We go awkwardly silent.
See you soon. In awkward silence.
In the awkward silence.
Serena's like looking everywhere, but like Ferris's face, like this close to it.
Way too close
Yeah,
for my
I mean,
notary.
it's a full like Nightforge helmet. It hides some of the awkwardness, actually.
You're able to drop down where you see that the as you get farther and farther down, you finally see the edge of the plateau where like it meets the water is a kind of like a gravelly sandbar almost. And do you try to look for the entrance itself, or do you just drop her off
I
directly
think
below?
to start, I'm gonna try to just keep everybody together to the best of my abilities.
Then you're able to get everybody up and down within 15 minutes. I'd say with
Nice.
your flight speed and whatnot. So yeah, you're able to get everybody down. So you all find yourselves at the edge of the lake here. Indeed, the water is a deep red, staining the stone the stones that you're standing upon. As you look around, you see the plateau's face on one side and deep red fog on the other. And where he dropped you guys off, the cliff that you guys would have been, it would be right around right here. And you know that you have to get to about right here for where the entrance is. to the
Are there
mine.
any signs of like baddies, clues, footprints other than our own?
You can give me a survival check. Looking for like tracks.
Yeah, 12.
17.
Not that either of you can find. No.
As I'm like looking around for tracks, I also am going to like try and surreptitiously get some of the water into like just a little bottle and tuck it away.
Okay. Give me a sleight of hand.
Pass without a trace. Does that work? With sleight
No, it
of
does not.
It could.
low roll, but I'm good at sleight of hand. So 18.
Perfect. You are able, without letting the water touch you, you're able to get some into a vial.
Damn, it touches us. Okay, let's be off. I feel like we are in a very limited time with our masks, and we only have one recharge each with Ferris. So, let's go. We have a luncheon to make for dinner tonight.
Which I highly doubt, given
Yeah,
Okay,
feels
you guys gotta stop beating me to it, okay? Ferris, you do hear on your comms the crackle of arcane energy. Checking in, sir.
yes, we've made it to the mouth of the cave.
Delightful. Strange thing. A messenger arrived for you while you were out.
Oh,
It seems the Widow Alenthi wanted to make sure that you knew the meeting was still on, despite current matters of the city.
no, I thought for
Nobles
sure
don't
she was
care.
going through
No.
schedule.
Nobles don't care. Never. They would never miss
She
a
cares.
social event.
There's literally drugs in the air. Everybody, there's like just dead people flopped over all over the place.
First of all, this was my original best friend, so
No, it's great. I'm excited to have lunch with her. I think it's gonna be great.
Ferris, you know better.
Right. Given that she checked in, and given the strangeness of the circumstances, the fact that she still wants to meet intrigues me.
Good. So, can I tell the messenger to return with your approval? I do wish to get him out of the house. He is. Well, you would recognize him, sir.
Tell me more.
Seems for some reason the Widow Alethi is in league with the Hollow Man.
What? Oh. I'm suddenly thinking about everything that I know about the Hollow Man. His real name is allegedly None. Strange name for a child. It's a dad joke. Interesting.
Let me see if I have that up. Still, I don't.
No,
One
he
second.
seems like a bad guy to just have in your home.
Oh, there it is. Perfect. For any of you that need it, the Hollow Man is the guy in the middle here.
Oh, let me update the
You might
map.
have to
Love this
refresh the
art.
page, Sky.
Love this art, dude.
Oh, this guy?
Yeah.
Oh, ew.
He
I
creepy.
love this art, man.
Creepy.
So with that being said, he goes, right, I will let him know that you are not canceling and make him leave.
And wait, that okay? Remind me, the Hollow Man. Does he? He's not an invisible person.
He's not invisible.
He
He appears
like,
as a
like
gaunt
Luca.
human figure with a porcelain mask and no eyes.
Oh, he walks through walls. That's his.
Yeah. He is a prolific serial killer. Like of all of your like nemesis, while the Mad Mage is kind of like your one true nemesis that you're always like, this guy. The Porcelain Baron and the Hollow Man are two of your more like actually evil people that you have fought in the past. The Porcelain Man, I think at one point, he like leaves mocking images of you sketched in his like victim's blood when
Oh,
you're like he's a truly terrifying villain.
And now
Wow.
he's alone in my home with my butler.
Yep.
Second death tally, man.
You,
I'll afford the boss, though, man.
yeah, and hopefully, I'm assuming that Hollow Man doesn't know my secret identity. So, but he can walk through
No.
walls.
I don't think so, but the fact that he's somehow tied to the Widow Alenthi would be concerning.
Yeah, that is. I mean, I am concerned. This is concern on my face. I'm just trying to think about how to get him out.
I think just thank you, goodbye.
Telling him
Yeah.
yes.
I know, but he's just like really close He can walk through walls, you guys.
Yeah.
My workshop's
He's
probably
gonna-
just like unlocked. I wasn't probably safe
It's
about it when I left the house today. Which honestly,
He's gonna go back to
that's
his mistress.
totally on me.
It's fine.
Sir,
He's got to go back to his
I-
mistress.
Once again, I would like to get him out of our foyer. So if
Yes. Sorry,
yes.
I was sort of lost in thought when you said that the Hollow Man was in our fucking house.
Yes.
Right.
quite a
Tell
lot.
them we'll go to the fucking. Tell them we'll be at the luncheon, and we will be delighted to make the Lady Alethi's acquaintance, and also. just
Once
tell them-
again, I just want to confirm: are you wanting me to change it to a luncheon?
No, sorry. As soon as we started calling it a luncheon, it's just sort of been in my head. There's a
I'm
lot
going to
going
change
on
it to a
right now.
luncheon. I'm
No,
going to
don't
change
get
it to a
me-
luncheon.
We don't have time for. We will not be back in time for luncheon. Now,
It is,
it must be a
it is
dinner.
mid-morning at best. I'm assuming you'll be back before then.
I just.
We've got a lot of murdering to do. I don't know.
But
We have 2 hours in these masks.
And we're
I
standing
think we
Nighttime
have to
it
go
is.
back.
fine. See if you can find a time slot in his schedule for a late luncheon. Then.
Late luncheon, of course, sir. Of course, sir.
A
I
Leonard.
will try
A
to
Leonard.
converse with the only villain you fight that cannot speak. Right.
Yep.
And you hear the
Soo-Jin would
connection
be
crackle.
overdressed if it was like an actual lunch.
Right. As you guys begin to walk north along the bank of the plateau here, you eventually come to like start to see the outlines and shapes through the red mist as like old mining equipment begins to appear. Before long, you stumble up across tracks on the ground for mine carts. And as you follow those to a large boarded up opening, and when I say boarded up, I mean it looks like it was boarded up, but majority of the boards have been broken and discarded. You see a large opening in the plateau that has a red mist leaking out of it.
That's the one then.
As you look further, you do see a steady stream of red liquid flowing out as well into the lake.
Shall I can become invisible. Shall I go take a peek, see who's in there?
I mean, I could join you. I can also become invisible.
Here, I thought I was special.
Can I
Fake
get
out.
perception checks from anybody?
Yes.
That's another net 20 for 29. These dice
That's
are good,
sick.
baby.
It's a natural 3 for 4.
What?
Beautiful.
Natural 3 for me too.
Holy
Damn
shit.
sick.
Twins, look at y'all.
24.
Damn.
24.
Thank God.
Mara and Soo-Jin, you guys begin to discuss, the benefits of becoming invisible. Soo-Jin, you arguing back like, I don't need to be invisible. I am invisible. Like, there's the
I am the
Because you're
shadow.
tied to
Yeah.
the goddess.
while Serena and Nightforge, you both hear the sound of crying coming from the mouth of the mine.
Can I tell
What?
age range? Like, is it a kid crying or an adult
Yeah,
crying?
sorry.
On a nat
Okay.
20, it's an elderly woman crying.
Mm-hmm,
Oh.
mm-hmm.
Oh,
Ah,
you hear that?
yeah, it sounds like an elderly woman. Isn't that who we're here to see?
Well, we were hoping that she wouldn't be here, but I suppose she's crying. She's tricky though.
How
I
so?
wouldn't take it at face value. I mean, as any vigilante who sort of has like a shtick and does crime, I suppose you haven't interacted with a lot of them.
No.
They're always hatching elaborate schemes and ruses in order to entrap me or trick me.
That's what I would do.
Right, exactly. So you can't just trust that if she's crying, it doesn't mean that.
She could be overdosed, though. I mean, how long's she been down
Consider
here?
talking to her and finding out.
I can go talk to
Sure,
her.
I mean,
We not to belittle your judgment, but you do have a history of trusting the wrong people.
Aren't
I
you,
say as though
aren't you
I'm
guys
not
the
in
wrong
the same.
people too?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
Which
then.
again, it only indicates that I don't know if you should be the one that we send.
I mean, you two could go invisible and just come with me.
Lovely. Shall we? Holds out her hand to Nightforge.
we shall. I will do that. I'll do that thing.
Do that
We would
thing.
just
that
leave
thing.
in Soo-Jin by.
I need then stealth checks for both of you with dexterity saving throws.
Oh.
Oh, and another perception check for me as well.
All of
Okay.
us.
31
stuff.
stuff.
Wait, what do we get for pass without a trace?
Plus 10.
Plus 10.
Yeah, 33 for stealth.
Beautiful. All right, now dexterity saving throws.
Is this for a trap?
It is not for a trap.
Okay, 16.
Oh, I think I've got to. I'm just gonna fail this one. 7.
Okay.
Oh.
Thought about
And
stroking
perception
the fingers,
checks?
but I don't think that'll even help us.
Oh, good.
9
Perception
for-
checks.
9.
26.
No,
All of
not
us?
you, Serena. So
Okay.
sorry.
Okay, you're good.
10.
So it's just. I'm sorry. Let me confirm that I'm understanding this correctly. It's just you two going in right now, right?
I thought I was going.
Nightforge and.
I think Serena was coming and we were invisibly escorting her.
Oh, so Serena, you're going in without any stealth.
Yeah, no, she's just going in.
Understood. Okay, then I do need a perception and dexterity saving throw from you.
26 perception. And what
Okay.
is my dex modifier? Actually, 27 because the plus 1 wisdom. But, plus 3, so 16.
16. You are able to see and dodge the litter of vines on the ground as you make your way into what should be absolute darkness, but you have night vision, dark vision. Sorry, not night vision. Nightforge has night vision, however, the invisible Mara and Nightforge do not see on the ground the.
I had a 16 too. Oh, the perception, not a dex save. Sorry.
Yep.
Wrong
the
number.
mass.
I don't see shit.
The mass of vines, and you do step on them, but you don't trip over them. But as you make your way deeper into the mine shaft, you begin to see these vines cascading across the floor and walls of the mine itself, seeming to reach out from inside. As you make your way deeper and deeper, they amass more and more, where it becomes harder and harder not to step on them. They're moving, they're wriggling around. There seems to be that stream of red seems to be coming underneath them until the way forward is blocked by a mass of these wriggling vines. And there in the center, vines coming out of her, is a red Mother Myer, crying.
So it's blocked, like I can't walk up to her?
You could walk up to her, it's just the way forward through the mine is completely blocked
Gotcha.
by her in the center. And like it doesn't look like it looks almost like she's sitting in the center, but you can tell that all of these vines have like grown out from her and have attached themselves to the walls.
She's having a bad trip.
Does it seem like she's noticed me yet?
No, she has she's bowed her head, her hands in her hands on her face.
weeping.
Mara looking at her, does it look like, so it's covering the space, does it look like she's keeping people out or keeping something in?
Neither.
She's stuck.
That's what I'm thinking.
You're just not there, but
I'm gonna telepathically relay everything that we're seeing to Soo-Jin.
Gotcha.
I think Soo-Jin's watching the exit.
Yeah.
Love it.
Rear guard.
Love it.
Yeah. She's hidden. She hides.
Telepathically to the two invisible. Should I go up? I'm gonna go up
Yeah. Go up.
and I'll walk up to her. Ma'am, are you okay?
Roll here. Crying, you suddenly see her shoot up and look at you with wide, unblinking eyes. Everything about her has been dyed red. And as she's looking at you, you see that like leaking out of her is all this like this red liquid that's like forming over these vines and coming down and running out of the space. She looks and she goes, They polluted everything.
Oh.
They tricked me. They tricked me. And now I can't stop.
Do you want it to stop? Still invisible, just speaking invisibly.
Wanted to protect them. My beautiful flowers. I gave them everything. And they polluted me. They betrayed me. My flowers betrayed me.
Flowers. Did they speak to you?
You... Ooh, what role do I want to give you for that one?
Athletics.
I actually don't think there would be a roll necessary. I feel like you feel one of those vines wiggle under your foot a little bit, because there's nowhere to stand in here that's not on a vine now, with how deep you guys have gone in. And you watch as she, like, her body pivots quickly to your direction, but doesn't, like, her eyes don't focus on you. You're invisible. She turns and she goes, Why would they speak to me? They are me now. It's me now. I'm the pollution.
Burn it. Are we doing the
Perhaps this will
telepathy
be-
thing?
Yeah,
I got blight.
this will be a mercy then. Dagger.
You what?
Mara stabs her.
Wait a minute, Mara, wait a minute.
Yeah, so she's about like 20 feet away from you still.
Throw it.
Invisibly running.
Jesus Christ.
It's a mercy.
Do I get sneak attack?
It's a mercy.
Alright. I need everyone that wants to be involved in combat to roll initiative.
Yeah,
I,
have
actually,
something
I
I'd
don't
rather
run.
do
I
first.
throw a dagger. I throw it.
Throw the
I guess I
dagger.
want it to be an initiative because
You
I
guys
run.
can fucking talk me out of it, but
21.
Go ahead and remember those initiative rolls, everybody, because that's where we're stopping for the night.